When we talk about trusting and hard work rather than luck, science and psychology give us a deep foundation to believe in this idea. The human brain is not a static organ. It is dynamic, always changing, always adapting, always rewiring itself based on what we do consistently. This concept is called neuroplasticity. Every time you repeat an action, every time you practice a skill, every time you push yourself into effort, the brain lays down stronger neural connections that make that activity easier the next time. If you play the piano daily, the circuits for finger movement, rhythm, and auditory recognition grow stronger. If you study mathematics every day, the areas of the brain responsible for logical reasoning and problem solving become sharper. Science has shown through brain scans that consistent effort literally changes the structure of the brain. Luck does not do that. Random chance cannot rewire your brain. Only deliberate, repeated action can. Psychology also confirms that behavior, once repeated, forms habits. Habits are the hidden architecture of success. When you wake up early every day, when you exercise regularly, when you practice self-discipline, over time these actions become automatic. They require less conscious effort because your brain has encoded them as routines. This means that the work you put in on a daily basis builds a foundation that luck can never replace. Even if luck gives you a sudden opportunity, without the habits built by hard work, you will not be ready to seize it. Imagine a student who studies diligently for years and another who relies only on last-minute luck. The prepared student has wired his brain to retain information, think critically, and manage time, while the unprepared one is left exposed to failure. Studies in cognitive psychology have shown that the probability of achieving goals increases exponentially when people break them into daily tasks and repeat them with consistency. The concept of deliberate practice in expertise research proves that greatness does not come from talent or luck, but from structured, intentional effort over thousands of hours. Anders Ericsson, a psychologist, studied violinists, athletes, and other professionals. He discovered that those at the top level were not lucky, but had simply practiced more with focused effort than everyone else. Their brains showed more refined connections, and their skills looked like talent from the outside, but in reality, it was the product of years of rewiring through hard work. Luck, on the other hand, is unpredictable. You cannot design your future on a lottery ticket. You cannot build a career hoping for chance encounters. Psychology calls this external locus of control, where people believe their destiny depends on outside forces rather than their own action. Research shows that individuals with an external locus of control feel more helpless, less motivated, and achieve less in life compared to those with an internal locus of control, who believe that their actions directly shape their future. The science is clear. Believing in hard work gives you energy. Believing in luck drains it. In neuroscience, the reward system of the brain, particularly the release of dopamine, is tied not just to outcomes, but to effort itself. When you set a goal, work toward it, and see progress, your brain rewards you with dopamine, reinforcing the behavior and motivating you to keep going. This is why athletes train relentlessly. Not because luck will make them champions, but because each hour of training triggers motivation and strengthens their brain-body connection. Luck does not activate dopamine pathways in the same way. A random win may give you a short burst of happiness, but it does not create lasting motivation or skill. Hard work creates a cycle of effort, progress, reward, and growth. Consider also the psychological principle of self-efficacy, developed by Albert Bandura. Self-efficacy is the belief that you can succeed in specific situations. It develops through mastery experiences, which means actually putting in the work and seeing results. Every time you work hard and achieve something, no matter how small, your confidence in your ability grows. This confidence then fuels even greater effort, leading to greater success. Luck does not build self-efficacy. because it does not come from within you. If you got something purely by chance, deep inside you know it is not earned, so it does not strengthen your belief in yourself. Only hard work gives you the psychological power to say, I did this and I can do more. From a biological standpoint, even the body responds to consistent effort. Muscles grow through resistance training, not luck. Endurance builds through repeated runs, not chance. The immune system strengthens through exposure and recovery, not coincidence. Every part of human physiology aligns with the principle that work shapes growth. If you sit idle and hope for luck, your body atrophies, your mind dulls, and your potential shrinks. But if you train, if you push, if you apply effort, both body and brain adapt to higher levels of performance. Science also points to grit, a concept studied by psychologist Angela Duckworth. Grit is the combination of passion and perseverance for long-term goals. People with grit are more successful in academics, military training, and professional careers than those who rely on natural talent or chance. Grit is built only through sustained hard work, not luck. Duckworth's studies show that talent may give someone a head start, but without perseverance, they quickly fall behind those who put in effort every day. Hard work, therefore, is not just about action. It is about the psychological resilience that carries you forward when luck and circumstances fail. Another dimension is statistical probability. Life has uncertainties, but probability favors those who try more often. If you apply to one job, you rely on luck. If you apply to 50 jobs with tailored resumes, you have mathematically increased your chances. If you practice shooting basketballs for hours every day, your probability of scoring in a real game rises dramatically. Probability theory itself is on the side of hard work. The more attempts you make with consistency, the higher the likelihood of success, whereas luck is a single unpredictable event with low odds. Finally, modern behavioral economics has shown that humans overestimate the role of luck and underestimate the role of consistent effort. People often see successful entrepreneurs or athletes and say they were lucky to be in the right place at the right time. But deeper research shows these individuals prepared for years, positioned themselves strategically, and created opportunities through effort. What looks like luck from the outside is usually invisible hard work from the inside. This is why psychologists emphasize the importance of growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and learning. Growth mindset encourages people to focus on effort and persistence rather than luck or fixed talent. When we examine history, the pattern becomes clear. Most of the greatest breakthroughs that changed humanity did not appear suddenly through luck, but emerged after countless hours of trial, error, persistence, and refinement. Scientists, historians, and psychologists often present the data about experiments, failures, and gradual progress, but they rarely label it in simple words like hard work over luck. They hint at it, they describe the long journeys, but they do not emphasize the moral lesson as strongly as motivational speakers might. If we look at Thomas Edison, he is often quoted for his invention of the light bulb, but the process is less celebrated. He failed more than 1,000 times before creating a successful design. In his own words, he did not fail 1,000 times. He discovered 1,000 ways that did not work. That mindset is built purely on effort, not on luck. Scientists will report the number of experiments, the modifications, the chemical trials, but they will not directly say, see, this is proof that persistence matters more than chance. Yet the hidden truth is visible between the lines. Alexander Fleming is often cited as a scientist who discovered penicillin by accident when mold killed bacteria in his Petri dishes. Many people call this luck, but the truth is that Fleming was already a disciplined researcher working with bacterial cultures for years. His sharp observation skills, built through hard work, allowed him to notice what others might have ignored. If another person had seen mold on a plate, they might have thrown it away. Fleming's preparation turned the apparent accident into a world-changing discovery. Luck may have provided the situation, but it was his training, persistence, and knowledge that transformed it into medicine. Scientists often present the story as serendipity, but the underlying truth is that luck only rewards those who are already prepared through hard work. The Wright brothers did not build the first successful airplane because of luck. They conducted endless tests with gliders, built wind tunnels, studied aerodynamics, and refined their designs tirelessly. Most historians record their experiments and note the date of the first flight, but the essence of years of failure, adjustment, and determination is often left understated. People remember the miracle of flight, but not the countless failed attempts that paved the way. The hidden truth is that luck never lifted their machine off the ground, effort did. In psychology, Carol Dweck's concept of the growth mindset explains that individuals who see challenges as opportunities to grow and who persist despite obstacles are the ones who achieve mastery. Yet even in academic papers, the wording is often clinical. Researchers will say that persistence correlates with achievement, or that effort-based beliefs enhance performance. But beneath the scientific phrasing lies the simple truth: people who work hard consistently succeed more than people who rely on luck. Scientists know this, their data proves this, but they rarely put it in motivational language. Albert Einstein is celebrated as a genius, often portrayed as if his brilliance was a gift of luck or natural talent, but his own words reveal the reality. He said, "It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer." That is persistence, not fortune. His long hours of deep thought, his willingness to think differently, and his refusal to give up on problems made his breakthroughs possible. Textbooks talk about relativity, equations, and thought experiments, but they often skip over the years of mental struggle and hard work. The romanticized image of sudden insight hides the unspoken truth. Genius itself is a product of effort. Even in sports science, the same principle appears. Athletes are sometimes described as lucky to have natural talent or genetics. Yet studies show that what separates champions from others is the number of hours spent in deliberate practice. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but he trained relentlessly afterward, turning rejection into fuel. Scientists who analyze biomechanics can measure his jump or shooting technique, but the emotional and physical effort he invested does not appear in equations. The data may explain performance, but the true story is perseverance over luck. In the field of innovation, Silicon Valley success stories are often told as if luck played a central role, like being in the right place at the right time. But deeper analysis shows that most of these entrepreneurs had years of preparation, coding experience, and persistence behind them. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, each of them had failures, rejections, sleepless nights, and setbacks before achieving breakthroughs. Historians record their milestones, companies, and inventions, but the sweat and repeated effort remain hidden in the background. The narrative of luck makes for an exciting story, but the underlying pattern of persistence is the true force. Scientists also know about survivorship bias, the tendency to focus on successful outcomes and ignore the countless failures behind them. For every inventor who creates something new, there are thousands whose experiments did not work. These invisible stories are rarely told, but they reveal that success comes not from a single stroke of luck, but from a repeated cycle of effort that increases the chances of breakthrough. If luck were the dominant factor, success would be evenly distributed, but it is not. Success clusters around those who invest consistent time and energy. Psychologists studying motivation also highlight the role of intrinsic drive. People who are motivated internally to work on a goal will continue despite setbacks. Those who wait for luck give up quickly. The data shows clear differences in outcomes. But again, research papers phrase it in statistical language, never in the motivational style that directly tells people to abandon luck and trust effort. The unspoken truth is this: persistence builds results, luck cannot. History of science is filled with examples where the myth of luck overshadows the reality of labor. Isaac Newton is remembered for an apple supposedly falling on his head, inspiring gravity. The story makes it sound like luck. In reality, Newton had been working on mathematics and natural philosophy for years, and the falling apple was only a trigger for a mind already prepared. Without the hard work of study, the apple would have been meaningless. Yet textbooks often retell the story as if luck gave birth to physics. The hidden truth is different, but less dramatic for casual audiences. Even in modern discoveries like the development of the COVID-19 vaccines, the public sometimes assumes it was luck that scientists found solutions quickly. But the truth is that decades of hard work on mRNA technology, endless trials, and persistence under pressure made the vaccines possible. It was not a random miracle. It was the result of countless researchers refusing to stop. This truth is scientific, proven, but rarely expressed as the motivational message it deserves to be. The pattern repeats endlessly across time and disciplines. What appears to be chance is actually the surface of a deep ocean of persistence. What people label as luck is almost always the visible tip of an iceberg made of effort. Scientists record the data, acknowledge the failures, publish the progress, but they stop short of stating the human truth that motivational leaders emphasize. Luck is powerless without the foundation of relentless hard work. So remember this: success is never written in the stars, it is carved by your own hands. History, science, and psychology all whisper the same truth. Luck may open a door once in a while, but it is hard work that builds the entire house of greatness. Every failure you face, every challenge you overcome, every hour of effort you give is a silent investment that luck can never match. Trust in your struggle, trust in your discipline, and trust in the process of hard work, because that is the only currency that always pays back. Good luck, plus thank you. I wish you unstoppable energy, unshakable confidence, and a future where your hard work shines brighter than any lucky break. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep building yourself. Good luck on your journey to success, and thank you for giving me your time and attention today.